Today, Precarious plays
Metroid Prime. Look at that. Look how almost perfectly my little blinky arrow
is aligned with that angle.
Yes. Well, time to continue. On with the murder.
Didn't you have a story for us?
My go-to story of being bullied as a child is actually the first time I can ever recall being bullied. I was on the school bus, and I was trying to walk from the back of the school bus, and this was in like the first couple of weeks of school for me, right?
Yeah.
I was trying to walk from the back of the school bus to the front of the school bus so I could leave the school bus, and a girl purposefully tripped me.
Oh.
And she laughed at me whenever I fell. Like, it was like leg all the way across the aisle.
What an asshole.
Yes. And I remember her and her words and her face much more immediately and much more clearly than any of the handful of times that someone has ever, like, physically bullied me. Like, I remember in middle school, there was a disagreement I had with someone while standing in line at some sort of school dance.
Yeah.
And this guy tried to, like, push his way in front of me in line, and he was just the type of person where, like, he had developed a reputation and no one stood up to him.
Yeah.
And if you're young, don't try this. Don't expect it to work. No, not every bully is just some coward that just nobody ever stands up to, right?
Right.
But this time, he was a coward that just nobody ever stood up to. So whenever he tried to push his way past me with his shoulder, and I pushed back, and I resisted him physically. It was just like this short couple of seconds, right, of physical conflict. That is so secondary to that girl just being mean to me. Wait, I just remembered I said she tripped me. Huh.
Yeah.
You know what? Not the best example now that I think about it. I don't remember the tripping as much as I remember her laughing. So I guess it's not the worst example. But I see, okay, you know what? No, that's a perfect example because
if she had
what mattered to me, the thing that I remember is her laughing and pointing and saying things, not the tripping. Like that's not important to me. Anyway, I think I interrupted you last episode. You were saying something.
Well, I just wanted to make it clear that, like, even though I would like to, like, talk it out and hug it out with everybody in the world, and anytime I see a problem, I'm just like, well, the only reason that there's a fucking problem here is that these people don't understand what's going on. You know? Most of the time, for me, the answer is to just Sherlock it out. You know? But I am just still, like, primally susceptible to the slickness of a gunfight. I mean, they're pretty and impressive and displays of
martial adeptness.
Yeah, just like agility. The agility that it takes to physically fight someone and like ride around throwing motorcycles with your legs and using a gun sword to cut through them and all that shit. I mean, I'm like, ooh, look at that. You know?
Oh, I see.
That's why martial arts are so fascinating to me. I think that it's great because they are practiced as a display of that agility, but not necessarily with the intent to harm. And it's more of an internally focused competitiveness, and I think that that's 13. An interesting philosophy. I feel like it's the natural evolution
23.
for appreciating that type of physical ability in humans. I think it's cool. But damn, it is a really pretty violent movie, but it's just so slick and beautiful and awesome. I mean, gosh, if I was really averse to violence, I wouldn't like this game either. You know?
I didn't know you to be such an aggressive monster at the time.
Oh yeah, it was just a surprise to you. You just saw me like coloring in flowers and saving baby chicks and, you know, petting all the dogs.
Yes.
Petting all the dogs. And it was just like, you? Really? You think this is cool? Really? Really? No, yeah, I've got layers, buddy. Like everyone else.
I just didn't realize one of those layers was so violent at the time.
And so
I mean, I know now. Were you ever bullied?
Yeah, but not in the classical sense.
I was bullied a lot in elementary school, a little in middle school, and practically not at all in high school, which I've heard is the inverse of what many people experience.
Well, I think everyone just figured out you were crazy over time, and then we're just like, let's just leave him the fuck alone.
Thank you. I worked very hard at that.
Well, I don't know. I was bullied in the passive-aggressive way that mean girls bully each other. And I mean mean girls like in the movie. People who feel a kinship and a friendship and then do nothing but sabotage each other instead. Like,
well, maybe
I had lots of days like that. By the time I got out of high school and was out on my own living life, it was a night and day difference. I didn't realize how much, like, negative body shaming garbage I was living through because it didn't feel like it at the time. But as soon as I was out on my own and not having to put up with that stuff.
Wow, I feel a lot better about myself.
I was like, wow, you know, my feet, you know, they just look like Martian feet. Like, I'm just a normal. There are others that share my traits.
Whoa, okay.
Oh, wow, that was a little scary there. That was a little scary.
I don't think it would have done much. I think it would have just, like, knocked me down here more quickly. I think that's supposed to be an up challenge, not a down challenge.
Yeah. But it was okay. I recovered, mostly. And, you know, I don't have too many weird thoughts about my physique anymore. I just accept it to be a part of me, and if I don't like it, I work to change it. That's just that's what I do. And I don't think that anybody who ever bullied me was ever doing it particularly knowingly. They were just doing it because that's just how girls talk to each other, and that's how their parents conditioned them to be. They were a victim of culture, really.
I think that public school helped train me to be fiercely antisocial.
Yeah, I can't say that it helped me. I got to be... I developed stage fright from going to school. I used to not give a fuck.
Yeah, I know. Well, I think my parents had more to do with that for me, but I know where you're coming from.
Yeah, my family was very much like, yeah, you're good, you're a human being, you're trying your best, good job. You know? And they didn't make so much of a big deal about performance and things like that, other than to appreciate the effort that I would put into it. So it wasn't like, wow, you're amazing because you're on stage. It's, wow, you're amazing. Oh, look, you're on stage. You know? So that was nice. But I developed stage fright eventually. And to this day, my hands physically shake when I talk to a group of more than 4 people.
Yeah.
Like, I can overcome it most of the time. I don't stumble, especially when I feel prepared and practiced. The only thing that happens to me is, like, my hands shake, and I tend to turn pink around the face. But, you know, if I know I'm gonna speak somewhere...
Metaphorically.
No, it shows through the green.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's really embarrassing. It's it's high contrast. It doesn't look great. It's not, it like practically vibrates out there. The point is that, you know, they make makeup for these reasons. So if I know I'm going to be in front of a lot of people, I just put on some makeup and try not to hold anything while I talk. You know?
For me, it's something that I have to practice.
Yeah.
whenever I know I'm going to have to do something important in front of a group, I warm up on as many things as I can that are unimportant in front of different groups.
So, like, you do, like, a public speaking workout.
Yeah, because it's something that I'm pretty all right at it, but the skills, they fade quickly for me, and I have to teach myself all of this stuff from scratch.
Yeah, people talk about social skills, and a lot of people hand wave it off like it's not something to be developed, like it's something you have or you don't have, but I find that to be completely false. I have gone through times where I was so shy I wouldn't ask anybody for an extra napkin at a
buddy,
fast food joint.
Hey, look, do you just want to sit down and we can chat about this? We can.
See, this is
fine.
You use the weapon in this situation because peace talks have clearly fallen through
Dick.
way before you got here. So
Yeah, I noticed
that's the place of violence. It's cleaning up failed negotiations.
Oh wait, I think there was one other thing that I could possibly get to proceed through this game. Oh, is it what I think it is? I hope it is. Because before I was like, it's probably either the plasma beam, the X-ray visor, or the grapple beam. There's one more.